everyone, welcome to Everly Junior. This is Everly Junior, your girl, and today I'm excited because I have two guests with me, an extraordinary psychologist and also an extraordinary entrepreneur. So we'll get to meet them, get to talk about them. So today's topic is how to overcome narcissistic abuse. Welcome. Okay, so karibuni sana. So you'll go first and then her. So what is your full name?
My full name is Festo Chinondo Moria. I'm a counseling psychologist based in Malindi.
Mhm.
I have an office in Malindi, so that's what I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so where exactly in Malili? Yeah.
I'm located opposite Hotel Rafiki.
Okay.
Yeah, next to US Villa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you, what is your full name? What do you do?
Okay, my name is Monalisa Waidirango.
Mhm.
I'm an entrepreneur, a dating mother of 3 sons, and I run Mama Joe's Johannes restaurant, where you are right now. Yeah, Karibuni.
Okay, so we're here at a lovely place, which is amazing. I love the ambience and we love the juice as well. So, karibuni. So, how would you define narcissism?
Narcissism is a disorder
Mm.
which is normally known as a narcissist personality disorder.
Mhm.
It is a personality whereby somebody doesn't feel anything about anybody else, just feels himself,
Mhm.
her or himself, and there's no remorse about it.
Okay.
And also, narcissist can be caused by environmental factors or hereditary genetic factors.
So you can be born with it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and there's no cure.
There is,
Mhm.
but very minimal.
Mhm. And how would you define it yourself? Have you experienced it?
Yes, I have.
Mhm.
Narcissists
Mm.
are people who are people you find who are very selfish. You wonder,
Mhm.
don't they have emotions? They don't know how to love. They don't know how to um to live with people unless there's something they're getting out of them. You know,
Mhm.
narcissists are also highly manipulative,
Mhm.
and I think they're also very sharp. So they seem to know what they're doing.
It's so true.
And narcissists usually target people who are empaths. You know, those people who are
Mhm.
loving, forgiving, hardworking, and
Mhm.
now they use it to
Mhm.
abuse them and use them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So narcissists generally are people who are very mean.
They're very mean. Okay, so Daktari, how have you dealt with a narcissist before in your field?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've dealt with one. That's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who has the problem of they just to refer by the lady who was just passing through those issues.
Mm-hmm.
But then, thank God, we talked about it. But I gave the lady how to cope with because the man couldn't change.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady now had to cope with staying with that narcissist person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're still together.
Not now. I've not contacted them, but it was some time back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you dealt with a narcissist before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have. And I wanted to point out that narcissists are not mainly men. You can also have narcissistic women.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I've dealt with one. I've lived with one. I wanted to point out that narcissists usually look like angels. On the streets, they're angels, but at home or at work, in the workplace, you can't tell unless you've lived with them. So the people you would know are narcissists are either neighbors or colleagues. Like, yeah. somebody who's close.
Yeah, when you're close to them. Yeah, because you can't really tell. They also like pretending to be good and also do things, major things for other people. They do shopping
Oh, yes.
for other people. I don't know how it comes. And then they, in the house, maybe you don't even have money for shopping. You don't even have enough food, but they do all and above for everyone else, which is so weird. Yeah. So what are the telltale signs of narcissistic abuse? Can you tell someone is undergoing narcissistic abuse?
Mm, those people, they feel to be admired. All the time they feel that they have to be admired by people. And if you want to be admired, you have to be straight in talking. They sweet talk you, they can do something good for you. But the only problem with this narcissist is that they show their behavior in a relationship or at home, whereby you have that time with them. But outside, they'll be the best. Yeah, because they want to be admired. Also, they don't have feelings. These people. no feelings for others, and they're not able to handle any criticism. You don't criticize a narcissist. If you criticize that person now, you are what we call the gaslight now. They become who they are now, and you see how they will behave.
It's like the masks falls and they become their true. They show their true colors. It's true.
They never criticize a narcissist. Yeah, and also they have a sense of entitlement. They want to be they had everything. They have to be they themselves, nobody else. So I want to say this is what I want. They say no, and then you start an argument. That's the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think it causes that for someone to become a narcissist? Yeah.
I've said that a narcissist, it is hereditary, sometimes it's genetical. So if it is genetical now, it is inborn. And something inborn to correct it is not easy. And also it is environmental. Factors can make somebody, either the child is pampered a lot. Oh, my son, or my daughter, this. Others, they have aggressive parents. Everything shut down. Everything. But those people, when they grow up, they grow to be. They don't feel for anything because they themselves, they don't have that feelings to be. So those two factors can make them to be narcissist.
So I can also add that the social aspect because we've heard of monkey see, monkey do. So sometimes you might find somebody who's a really nice child, but if they have a narcissistic manner, as they grow older, some of these traits start coming out also. Yeah, so I don't know if they know what is happening or not, but there's a tendency that if you have had a parent who's narcissistic, a child can actually become one later in life. The thing that they hated the most, they become that.
Which is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So what can one do after noticing that someone is a narcissist? Maybe you're in a relationship with one, or maybe you've realized like your friend or your neighbor is a narcissist, and you're dealing with this person every day. Like, what can you do after learning that?
Yeah, if you learn that you are living with a narcissist, number one, educate yourself on how a narcissist behaves. Because you'll be able to, they will be able to counter that one. Now, if that person is that boils up, you know how to counter that. So educate yourself, learn how a narcissist behaves, how a narcissist don't like, what a narcissist doesn't like, and what weaknesses a narcissist have, and which strength. So using that, you'll be able to live with that person. Because you know this is how this person is. This is how this person behaves. This is how this person wants. This is how this person will react after this. So you just set boundaries. That this limit, at this point, I should just protect myself. At this point, I should just keep mum. That is how you live. Yeah.
And you, what did you?
What I've noticed, because I've lived with one for about 14 years. The exact supply, the thing that keeps them with that, remember I said the target empath, forgive and are really kind-hearted. You as an empath need to know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with, so that you can be able to know it's not about you. Because most of the time, narcissists will point fingers at you, not remembering that as they point at you, the rest are on them. So you need to know if you are able to deal with it, how to block that feeling that they create of making you feel like you're belittled, like you're not enough. And most people who date narcissists or are married to narcissists are actually really good people who are in a normal setting are very good people. They are loving, they're hardworking, they do everything, but it's just never enough for a narcissist. So for me in my case, all I know is that having my own identity, knowing who I am, that I'm a child of God, I'm a princess of the King of Kings. So whatever opinion you have, somebody else is trying to put on me, that helps me to shield that. Because if you don't know who you are, it's so easy for you to be convinced otherwise. So you have to learn the traits of the narcissist and also learn yourself. If you are able to cope with that, sour. But if not, because they don't usually change. And I've had a friend who had a narcissistic father who did the same thing to the mom, and she moved out for a few years. She was separated, and when she came back, it was even worse. And I've also had friends who just tell me, "Thank God you got out. I wish my mom
did that early." Yeah. And I hear it gets worse as they get older. They become so narcissistic and they treat people so badly. I hear that. So for me, in my experience, I feel like I just usually block out. I realize this person is toxic. Even if they say things, I don't want to take it to heart, because the first time maybe I experienced someone is a narcissist, I usually used to feel bad because I'm an empath. So I used to feel so bad. I feel like, why are they saying things to me like this? Why are they hurting me? But then, so now I discovered that this person is a narcissist. So I always like shield myself by putting a boundary and knowing that they can't get to me. Like even if whatever they say, this person is sick, that's what I usually do. And then I just ignore whatever they say. And that's how I kind of deal with them, because there are so many in society. So you'll tend to find like you can't escape. You have to deal with them in one way. Yeah, otherwise you live alone in an island. So that's what I do. Yeah. So the other question is, how can you coexist with an? I think that is the same that I've said, coexisting. So what are the effects of dealing with a narcissist? Like as a victim, what are the effects of, yeah.
There's that feeling of they make you feel like you're not enough. Even if you know deep in your heart, you know you've done your best, and you know your best. If it was somebody else, they would have appreciated. So the effect of that also is resentment, because when you give and somebody doesn't appreciate, you end up resenting the person. And then also another effect you have is you have to live and can get to the future if you're not careful. So I don't know if I'm jumping the, but so for me, what I found out that when there's some things that would trigger, like for him to get the supply, annoy me for something trivial. So you just avoid. This one anataka kunika. Oh, this one wants to annoy me just to get that supply. So for me, I just went no contact.
Okay.
So so I had to leave.
So it helps. I've also had people actually have hair falls out physically. And for me, I remember once I dealt with a narcissist back then. It was a relationship. So he was narcissistic, and I would get breakouts on my face because I was so stressed. I was always panicking.
We've heard of monkey see, monkey do. So sometimes you might find somebody who's a really nice child, but if they have a narcissistic mother, as they grow older, some of these traits start coming out also. Yeah, so I don't know if they know what is happening or not, but there's a tendency that if you have had a parent who's narcissistic, a child can actually become one later in life. The thing that they hated the most, they become that.
Which is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So what can one do after noticing that someone is a narcissist? Maybe you're in a relationship with one, or maybe you've realized like your friend or your neighbor is a narcissist, and you're dealing with this person every day. Like, what can you do after learning that?
Yeah, if you learn that you are living with a narcissist, number one, educate yourself on how a narcissist behaves. Because they'll be able to counter that one. Now, if that person is that boils up, you know how to counter that. So educate yourself, learn how a narcissist behaves, how a narcissist don't like, what a narcissist doesn't like, and what weaknesses a narcissist have, and which strength. So using that, you'll be able to live with that person. Because this is how this person is. This is how this person behaves. This is how this person wants. This is how this person will react after this. So you just set boundaries. That this limit, at this point, I should just protect myself. At this point, I should just keep mum. That is how you live. Yeah.
And you, what did you?
What I've noticed, because I've lived with one for there's that supply. The thing that keeps them with that, remember I said the target empath, forgive and are really kind-hearted. You as an empath need to know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with, so that you can be able to know it's not about you. Because most of the time, narcissists will point fingers at you, not remembering that as they point at you, the rest are on them. So, you need to know if you are able to deal with it, how to block that feeling that they create of making you feel like you're belittled, like you're not enough. And most people who date narcissists or are married to narcissists are actually really good people who are in a normal setting are very good people. They are loving, they're hardworking, they do everything, but it's just never enough for a narcissist. So, for me in my case, all I know is that having my own identity, knowing who I am, that I'm a child of God, I'm a princess of the King of Kings. You have to learn the traits of the narcissist and also learn yourself. If you are able to cope with that, sour. But if not, because they don't usually change. And I've had a friend who had a narcissistic father who did the same thing to the mom, and she moved out for a few years. She was separated, and when she came back, it was even worse. And I've also had friends who just tell me, "Thank God you got out. I wish my mom
did that early." Yeah. And I hear it gets worse as they get older. They become so narcissistic and they treat people so badly. I hear that. So for me, in my experience, I feel like I just usually block out. I realize this person is toxic. Even if they say things, I don't want to take it to heart, because the first time maybe I experience someone is a narcissist, I usually used to feel bad because I'm an empath. So I used to feel so bad. I feel like, why are they saying things to me like this? Why are they hurting me? But then, so now I discovered that this person is a narcissist. So I always like shield myself by putting a boundary and knowing that they can't get to me. Like even if whatever they say, this person is sick, that's what I usually do. And then I just ignore whatever they say. And that's how I kind of deal with them, because there are so many in society. So you'll tend to find like you can't escape. You have to deal with them in one way. Yeah, otherwise you live alone in an island. So that's what I do. Yeah. So the other question is, how can you coexist with an? I think that is the same that I've said, coexisting. So what are the effects of dealing with a narcissist? Like as a victim, what are the effects of narcissistic abuse?
So there's second guessing.
Yeah.
You're like, after I did, I've given my all, but why isn't it enough? Or there's that feeling of they make you feel like you're not enough. Even if you know deep in your heart, you've done your best, and you know your best. If it was somebody else, they would have appreciated. So the effect of that also is resentment, because when you give and somebody doesn't appreciate, you end up resenting the person. And then also another effect you have is you have to live and can get to the future. Jumping the but so for me, what I found out that when there's some things that would trigger, like for him to get the supply, annoy me for something trivial. So you just avoid. This one anataka kunika. Oh, this one wants to annoy me just to get that supply. So for me, I just went no contact.
Okay.
So so I had to leave.
So it helps. I've also had people actually have hair falls out physically. And for me, I remember once I dealt with a narcissist back then. It was a relationship. So he was narcissistic, and I would get breakouts on my face because I was so stressed. I was always panicking, breathing well. So it happens like actually physically, and you can even get sick because of that.
Was getting
Oh, really?
I was almost asthmatic.
Imagine.
Yes.
That's how bad it is.
I even got inhaler from the doctor.
Oh my God.
But then now my mom and my very close cousin Charlene, who's a psychologist, are the ones who brought it to my attention. Both of them in the same told me, this cough of yours that never goes. There's something wrong. What is stressing you? And when I realized that actually this was more of psychological stress.
Yeah.
Imagine for like 6 years, I don't cough.
Wow.
I don't put on sweaters anymore.
Wow.
and I'm okay.
Wow, thank God.
Yes, I thank God. So yes, it manifests itself in sickness.
Yeah. Have you seen patients manifest?
Yeah.
How do they manifest?
They're normally depressed, and they don't. Some of them they don't feel like talking, because if they talk, they feel they are somebody is criticizing somebody, so they just keep on themselves. But if they feel to talk, now they speak out. But the only thing which happens for these people who are really living with somebody like that, they need to have a support group whereby they'll be sharing what they're passing through. So those people who are staying with them, if it is a relative, somebody, a friend, they'll be able to give that person support. That this thing you have to deal with God, do God, this and this. If something has been done negatively, they talk to that person positively, so that it doesn't bring that stress too much and doesn't feel like unwanted in the relationship. Because if someone doesn't appreciate who you are, it brings stress also. So these people, so the person living this person needs to get support.
But
Really
also,
support.
I've also seen that so many people are not educated on this matter. Actually, many people don't even know what narcissism is. Some people just say it and use it. They don't know really what it is. So I'm seeing a lot of people don't understand. Once you're going through that, you'll tell them, "Oh, I'm feeling like this." They're like, "I get over it. What's up with you?" You know, but they don't understand how deeply it has affected you. So maybe what can be done to maybe educate people on narcissistic abuse?
People needs to be told. They should learn that we have these disorders, and after it is at the higher level. Now it brings the negative effects. Yeah, somebody doesn't feel what you feel. That it can speak to you anyhowly. But the masses, the people should know that there's this disorder, this personal disorder, which is within us, which is affecting people. Also, this is how they behave. If people know that this person is a narcissist, they'll know how to deal with that person. So if they don't know, they don't have that know-how that this person is a narcissist, they'll just say, okay, let me just try to cope with this person. Maybe one day, maybe and that one day doesn't come, and just stays in suffering like that. Yeah.
So should it be included also in schools, in like the learning?
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
So that people can.
What do you think?
Yeah.
For me, I think especially people who put in people like the pastors, the lawyers, judges, they need to get to know about it, because you can't know unless you're a victim or a family of a victim. The rest of the world doesn't know what you're dealing with.
It's true.
Because narcissists portray themselves as
Angels.
gentle women or gentlemen, and they come out with an aura, but behind there,
Behind the curtain.
yes, behind the curtain is a totally different. And if you're asking what can be done, you've taken the first step by putting it out for people to understand. Well done.
Thank you.
And also, I'll just add, as somebody who has survived dealing with an narcissist, and also we see them at workplace and all that. We also have narcissistic bosses. So you wonder, how come this person will employ somebody and they get the best? The same thing, they'll employ the best person who's good at what they do, but they'll throw them off, suck them, and then again, he's back again. After a few months, you see the same person has come back to work for that person, and you wonder how, with all the abuse you're getting from your boss. So yes, we have narcissistic bosses around us.
And you even start not dressing up, not taking care of yourself so much. You start neglecting yourself somehow. I've realized that when you're dealing with a narcissist, I don't know why. Yeah.
And the worst thing is, people who deal with these people, they take those issues which disturb them to their subconscious mind. Think that they are doing the right thing, but when you take something, exactly, if you take it to the subconscious mind, one day it might, if triggered, only at just a trigger, it erupts. People start just crying, start doing all those things, whatever you don't feel like, and you become not yourself now, become a shell.
And also, is it possible for someone who has been abused to become the abuser? Because I feel like if you've been abused so much, you've been the empath, you've been the good person, like one day you feel like, okay, now I'm going to switch. Can it happen?
No, not like that. The only thing is, maybe somebody, you are either somebody from you, either a child might become one.
Can you find yourself, probably if you've been with a spouse who's narcissistic, the things that they're telling you, probably they're shouting at you, snapping at you, and then you find yourself like releasing onto your child? Is it possible for now the empath to do that?
It's very much possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So it's really damaging too.
But not all narcissists have outbursts. There's something called cold war.
As in, if they can it rub off on you the narcissism of the other person? Probably when you live with this person,
They said no.
it cannot,
So.
or it cannot. So you're still an empath, you remain an empath.
Exactly.
Oh.
The only thing is, if you live with that person, the child, you might, if you have a child, you might pamper that child now more than necessary, because you are counteracting what you are getting from the other person. So to you, you are doing the opposite to the child. So you might pamper the child because of what is happening to you there.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, I'm learning a lot. So do narcissists ever change?
Only God can change them.
Only God. So you just leave them to be.
It's usually same script, different cast. Yeah.
They never get to a point where they realize, okay, I've gotten so many people, I've had so many people in my life, I've abandoned so many children, I need to maybe settle down with this one person. They never get to that point. They'll just think I'm doing what is right. Yeah, that actually was the question. So any last remarks about narcissism in general, and so how can one overcome it? That what steps can one take? Support, what else can one take to heal?
For me, I was like, okay, when I had to leave, and I forgive. So I don't have that resentment. I have no problem.
Yeah.
But just like you said, I set boundaries, and I choose my words, when to speak, when not. They're tied for life anyway. So, but for me, it's more of no contact. No contact. Keep where you are. I keep my space. Okay. And then now forgiveness, because I'm not sure if I don't know, was it pretense or does somebody know? I don't know. But the fact remains that the effects and the feelings were real. Negative effects and negative feelings were real. And I would not want to go through that, or anybody else to go through what I went through. But just pray. So now I pray for them, because you say the children, like one of the kids, like, can get this. So I pray for them, so that it doesn't affect my children.
Okay. For me also, I feel like moving on from a narcissistic abuse, it can be hard to even trust someone else. Like getting into another relationship, you'll be suspicious of other people before you trust them, or you don't know if they'll change on you, or they're narcissists that are hiding. So it can be very hard to trust people. So I don't know what can remedy that. Yeah.
With life, there are ups and downs. So if you know that with life there's ups and downs, you should be able to. If you are down, you have to stand, and you don't stand alone, because it is written. You have to stand. So now, if you anyway, it will not be easy to trust someone to be in a relationship. That's a fact. And what I believe in, I'm a marital counselor. So okay, fine.
You're a what?
A marital counselor.
Okay.
So I just make people come together.
Okay.
The thing is that whatever happens, if he is a couple, if this one did not succeed, we don't just give up.
Yeah.
Never stay alone. That's another relationship. That's all.
Okay.
Although you won't be able to. No, wait a minute. You know what? I'll tell you, because I've done something about a secondary research. The only thing with women, they can just say that I can stay without anybody. They can just do so. Then they can stay. They can stay without anybody, isn't it? But the body of a human being, physiologically, their need. And if the body does not get that need, there is an abnormality in you. Which you won't face it, you won't feel it, you won't do it, because you have taken all those necessary things to the subconscious mind. But in reality, trust somebody, if that thing that maybe God gives you what you want. That's how. But the one you got was not the one you were supposed to get. So now, if God is remove this one, somebody nice is coming for you.
Okay.
So not say that one going to an end relation and date you are young, 30 years, 28 years, you say,
Even 47.
even 50.
This lovely lady is actually 47 and she looks amazing.
You can, exactly. You look young.
Yeah. What is the secret to looking
The
young?
secret is once you live on
Yeah.
before you jump into another relationship, have a relationship with yourself. Love yourself. I take myself for, like yesterday I had yoga. This morning I was at the gym.
Oh, nice.
I eat well.
Yeah.
I do whatever I want. If I love flowers,
oh, nice.
So I'm not gonna wait for you guys to buy for me flowers.
That's what I've been wanting to do. That's what I've been wanting to do. To buy for myself flowers, actually.
So go buy yourself flowers. See a nice dress, or your friends give you a nice dress to put on.
It's true.
Feel good about yourself. You'll attract someone good. Fine. I haven't gotten into another relationship yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted to heal, grow, and then I had children to take care of.
Okay.
So my priority has been my children.
Okay.
And myself to grow as a person myself, and also to take care of myself, so that I can be a good partner to the next person God will have brought for me.
Amen.
The best thing is the word she has said, healing.
Healing. Okay.
Because if you don't heal yourself and you enter into a relationship, you'll be just being
zero.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you heal and you grow,
yeah.
but by that time you can be able to choose which is the best way to go because you have healed yourself. Like the way she is, it's okay.
Yes, I'm happy. I have joy. I have peace, and I'm single.
Hey, you're single. Okay. so for the support, you normally what sessions do you have, or you can't really say the sessions that are required for you to heal for a counselor? Yeah.
It depends on the intensity of the issue.
Okay.
Somebody who has just who has had a narcissistic for the first time and it has not gone far. It depends on you can just 3 sessions, 4 sessions. But somebody who is in who has stayed for long in that relationship and it has affected everything that this person is in depression part.
Yeah.
So it takes time. It is a process.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a process.
So any last remarks?
Yes, for me, what I'd say, my healing has, I am a believer. I'm a Christian.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes. So I went through a Bible-based forgiveness workbook for God 40 days.
Okay. Wow.
And just the fact that you're told to forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive. By the way, forgiving doesn't mean you forget. Forgiving is accepting that this is the situation, but I will not take it personally for my sake. Because in that workbook, I had joined a biblical entrepreneurship class. Okay. It's called the Nehemiah community. And my coach gave me a work that was online. Okay. And it was a 40-day course. So they mentioned that 75% of people who are in hospital, hospitalized, are there because of unforgiveness. So if you don't forgive that person, you're hurting. Imagine 14 years of hurt, then you carry another 20 years in front because you've not forgiven somebody. And then I don't go to heaven because I have not forgiven a person. So without forgiving, it will be too tight. It will be too much stress on everybody around you. Okay. So yes, it's possible to forgive a narcissist. It's not easy. I thank God. Maybe also my personality has helped. But focus on the positive. Yeah. Okay. And then just avoid those triggers. Okay. So how about you, Festus?
The one thing is that with these people, you have to live with them. They are in the society. As long as we live with them, we should be able to accept them. Yeah. And see them that it is a disorder. They have it, but they don't understand that they have it. So we should understand them that they're doing things contrary to what we wish for it to be done. And okay, I can say that we can just cope with them in the society, but in a relationship whereby you are feeling it as you should know how to live with them. Okay. Because they need us. They need to live with people. They need the people. They need to talk to people. They need to be in a relationship. That's a fact. So, and by the way, they can just be the best people if they have that person who just keeps quiet, listens to what you say, what they say, they be what they want them to be. They can be the worst. They can just live to just stay there. They don't talk to you. Just keeping quiet. You want them to talk, but they don't talk. They're just doing it purposefully. And if you just feel annoyed, you just burst and then they just react. So we have to live with them. Understand that these are disorder, this is a problem which they have. And let us we cope with them in the society. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like it can be really hard. And if you feel like you're in a situation where the narcissistic abuse has gotten too much for you, then I believe that it's good to just cut it off and just move forward with your life. When it comes too much, it's taking away from you, it's taking away from your health, it's taking away from your mental status. You know, you're just stressed out and all that. It's always good to just walk away if you feel like it's not helping you in any way or another. So thank you so much for sticking with us. This has been your girl, Everly Junior, and I'm so happy to have had my guests on the show, and I hope to get them back on again. So thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye.